Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to this week's health tip. So we're going to do another small series with our nutritionist from the office, Mary. And what I want to kind of stress to some of my patients, because a lot of times they say, what should I have for this? What should I take? And I'm kind of a big favor of a lot of like liquid nutrition if you can get it, just for bioavailability and making sure your body's actually absorbing it. And so we're going to talk in the next couple of weeks. We're going to highlight one or two or three different products that I think are pretty beneficial. And a lot of my patients always ask me about these specific ones. So we're going to get Mary to kind of highlight some of these ones that you guys can order. And then we're going to go through the benefits of each one and just talk about them. So once again, this is Mary Wu, our office, virtual nutritionist. So introduce yourself a bit, Mary. You get to say hi to everyone.
Sure. Thank you very much, Dr. Marco. It's always a pleasure working with you. My name is Mary Wu. I'm a nutritionist, and actually I specialize in, gastrointestinal issues like, weight management and autism. And then recently I've taken up a new position teaching nutrition to students. So I'm really, really passionate about nutrition. And I would say is part of the nutritional, pillars, definitely is first and foremost is good diet. Like, you have to make sure that you are focusing on eating a well-balanced meal. But nowadays, supplementation is no longer, I would say, a luxury. It's more a necessity, really based on, our lifestyle, the stresses, like, even the quality of the food that we eat, even though it's healthy, it doesn't have all the nutrients and minerals and vitamins in it. So that's where supplementation plays a big role. And the reason why it's called supplementation is because we're supplementing anything that is missing in our body, right? And that's where somebody like me can really figure out what those deficiencies are and then sort of help you. So I'm so excited to sort of share certain products that may really help to sort of, improve your overall health and really give you support so that your body starts to function optimally. So I guess today we're going to talk about let's start from the basics, correct? Digestion and gut health. So we're going to talk about a product that can really, really help with our gut health. So let me actually share my screen. The reason being is it's actually nutrition works a little differently than I would say medicine, correct? When you go to a doctor will normally ask you symptoms, write a medication and provide it to you, correct? So it's very isolated and it's really looking at that symptom at that point in time. But when it comes to nutrition, we are really looking at foundational health. We have to build a strong foundation and then build up from there. So the foundation actually starts from your digestive health or the gut health. So that's the reason why it says all health starts in the gut.
Correct. Very true.
Yes. And so biggest, I guess, player in this gut health situation is really how are we sort of taking care of our microbiome? Because, you can see in this picture is our gut health actually has a lot of impact. If you're a person who's noticing you're getting sick very often, you are breaking out in a lot of like different kind of skin issues, you're having sleep issues, you're having bloating, acid reflux, digestive issues, or even you're just not happy, your mood is bad. It's all got to do with your gut, correct? And so we want to make sure that our gut is healthy because even when you're looking to lose weight, you need to make sure your gut is healthy. So everything starts from there.
Right. I just wanted to highlight the word microbiome in case some of my clients don't know. Most people have heard that hundreds of times, but there's the odd person that might not. So micro means small, meaning we're talking about like the microscopic stuff, and biome means like the diversity of living things that are inside your intestine. So on our skin, we have billions of per square inch. There's like trillions of bacteria. There's funguses. There's parasites, all sorts of stuff, and we have all that stuff inside our intestine too. And it's all part of our whole our living entity that's part of our body. So the microbiome are all the bacteria and all the living things that are inside our whole digestive tract, which helps with digestion.
Which are billions and billions of that, and a lot of them are actually in our intestine.
Yes.
And I also wanted to talk about the gut and brain axis because I know Dr. Marco talks about it a lot. And so that's where, when we are talking about mood, we're talking about like, serotonin, 95% of it is actually made in the gut. So it's when we have patients that are actually struggling with mental health issues like, anxiety, depression, we are actually working from the gut. So that's the reason why I thought, that would be the first place to talk about. And there is and going back to what Dr. Marco said, biome or bacteria, let's talk about how you can actually improve that. So probiotics actually offer a lot of health benefits. However, we have to remember is that we have to eat fiber in order to feed our probiotics. So it doesn't mean just taking probiotic supplement and not having fiber. They both need to go hand in hand, because the fiber is actually the food that the probiotics is going to eat in order to help with the digestive health, correct?
Right.
So that's the reason why if you start taking probiotics, you want to, it'll definitely have an impact on these various things: digestive health, immune function, if you want to sort of maintain a good weight, even things as we talked about the brain. But besides that, like if you're really struggling with even like brain fog, you're having a lot of like aches and pains in our body, when the gut health is improved, it actually helps to reduce inflammation levels and all those kind of things. So that's the reason why it needs to start from the gut health, and that's the probiotics. Now, there are definitely research that shows that lactobacillus and bifidum bacteria supplementation can really, really help with the immune function. Now, there are lots and lots of bacteria that are around us. And in this particular product, which is called the Probiotics 10, there are 10 different strains that are specifically, curated for the digestive health. And it actually has a very special technology, which is called the BioTrack technology. The reason being, when you normally have probiotics, they are actually live cultures, correct? And when you take it and it goes through our digestive system, which really is from the esophagus onwards, a lot of them start to sort of, die through the process of going. And you need probiotics at different stages throughout your digestive tract. So that's where the BioTrack technology helps with the slow release of these probiotics at different stages in your digestive tract, so that it has a better viability for the body to really use it. So that's one of the major benefits of taking probiotics 10.
Right. That's kind of why I haven't been always a fan of probiotics, because we know we have our stomach acid, and the idea of your stomach acid is to destroy bacteria, so it doesn't bad bacteria that might be going, you might have eaten some bad food or something like that. So but because of this BioTrack technology, we know, okay, well, at least we can get the majority of it past that. And because there's different pHs and different sort of environments in the different parts of the intestine, we're going to want it to be able to seed the right parts to the right thing. So that's why I'm kind of okay with this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? It's really interesting because, if you look at this slide, it talks about urinary tract infection. It talks about yeast infection. So I've actually used this probiotic stem to actually treat those conditions. So I've had clients who've had UTIs or they've had yeast infection. And I know one client, she used to have like very often, like, she was literally like taking medication and then it would get better. And then after a few weeks, again, she has. So I actually introduced probiotics 10 along with some other supplements, and she was cured of that yeast infection. So you can really see it's the viability of at what point in time the probiotic is actually activated throughout your digestive system, so that it's actually able to do what it's meant to do. Maintaining better digestion. Like I personally was a person who used to have very severe GERD. GERD is like a very severe digestive issues where, nothing sort of stays down. I used to take medication just to keep the food down, but I was on a very limited diet because everything that I ate, I just could not digest it. And I had taken lots of probiotics from the market. I used to eat a lot of yogurt, which we all know has probiotics in it, but I was still having that issue. So since the time I started taking probiotics 10, personally, I've had great results. I've got myself off medication. I can eat normally. And this is one of those products that I always recommend having it in your, I would say, your vitamin cabinet, correct?
Right.
Because not only is it good for digestive health, but say, for instance, you are experiencing you're feeling like you're coming down with something, you have this like itchy throat, you're feeling like you're going to most probably get sick. Just taking some extra probiotics during that period can really boost your immune system so that you don't get sick. And on the flip side, if you are already sick, that's again the thing you can do is you can actually take a little bit more of the probiotics, and you will notice is you will recover much faster. So that's why and the good thing about this, you don't have to refrigerate it. So you can actually leave it on your kitchen counter, and Absolutely, everything will be all right. When I used to have GERD, I used to carry it in my purse because I needed it before every meal, correct?
Great.
So that's why I found it very beneficial because a lot of the probiotics that you get in the store, you have to refrigerate them because
Mhm.
if you don't and you leave it out by mistake, all the probiotics are dead.
Yeah,
So that's the reason why I find that this one is very beneficial because it's shelf worthy,
stable.
plus the viability of it sort of reaching throughout their digestive tract.
Perfect. That's great. Okay, so Mary, some of my clients might want to know what they should do about this. So there's a couple of different ways. If I just want to try it, if there's a link below the video here where you can just order it and it'll come to your house. But if you want more like a strategic approach and a little bit more focus and have some guidance, they can reach out to you, right, Mary? And you can give them like
Absolutely,
a free
absolutely. I'll be
consult.
happy to help because sometimes, you may have a certain health concern and probiotic may just be one component of that. So, I would definitely advise you to contact me because then I can give you a more holistic approach to whatever concern you're having. And don't worry, there is no consultation charge for that. And then I
Mhm.
can definitely guide you and help you to sort of, get the product and then even provide you with a dosage on how to take it
Cool.
because normally the dosage that is on the bottle is more for like maintenance of health. But if you're looking to deal with a particular situation or condition, then you may need to take more. So I can definitely guide you through that process.
Perfect. So I'll have your information below the video as well so people can reach out to you. So thanks very much for this week's introduction, and we'll be back next week with another product to talk about. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.